Imagine with such a large but varied client base, you see all kinds of different mining methods. You see all kinds of challenges and solutions. So you can bring that to the table as well.
Yes, that's our real value proposition, because what clients eventually get from us is not just a vendor that has started selling in the last 2 years, but it's a business partner that's been in the business for 40 years. And that is 40 years of experience globally. And so we advise clients on what is best practice, depending on what we are seeing in other regions and from other clients.
Yeah, I imagine we'll talk about we won't talk about the worst practices. You might see a few of those too, but yeah, sharing best practices just helps the industry as a whole. I had a note here as well that you had done some Pillansberg as well as another client or project you worked on.
Yeah, so Pilansberg is an exciting one for us as well. They have been driven by the needs to list. They're really going global. They're going places, and so you can only do so much if you're a small company. But once you start mixing it up with the big guys, you need to do certain things. And so they realized that in order for them to list, they needed to digitalize their whole software stack. And so they came to us, and whereas in the past, it would have been easy for us to say, you know what, you need this geology package and that mine planning package, and off you go. But through a series of interactions, we were able to really break it down using our advisory experience to at least assure them that what they needed before even installing any software was first to understand their workflow so that this software can produce the goods for them. And so we spent the first 6 months without selling them any software, just looking at their workflows, recommending things, workshopping together. And now, because they have an open pit and they are proceeding into underground, we've been able to give them the whole software stack in the MRM and technical services space. So we are implementing this phase by phase so that we can have a desired outcome. They can see where we want to go. We have gates where we say, you know what, these are the KPIs, these are the metrics. Our software is both technical services, which is really advisory to the business at hand, but also production, always on software. So with always on software is you cannot afford for that software to fail because the production will stop. And so for that kind of software, you need to be there. You need to assure the client that you're going to work with them on this journey. And it's no longer just desktop software that you just plug and play and you go and sit in the corner and work. This is what others are depending on. So you've got data that's getting into the software. You've got data that's getting out. Maybe you're feeding into an ERP system. And so with these kind of relationships, you need to project manage it and execute it in such a way that it's not a 2-day project. It's an ongoing project where the client has the confidence that you will be there on the other side when they have a challenge.
Yeah.